Oh, hello there, and thanks for joining Uncomplicated Math today. Today we're going to be looking at how to find the least common multiple of three numbers. And by the end of this video, you'll know the steps involved in finding the least common multiple of three numbers. So let's jump right in. So in question number 1, we're being asked to find the least common multiple, or the LCM, for the numbers 3, 4, and 6. So now looking over to the right-hand side here with our steps involved, we can see that the first step is to list several multiples for each number. So let's start out by listing some of the multiples of 3. We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21. Now let's do the same thing listing the multiples of 4 this time. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and last 28. Now we're going to do the same thing for the multiples of 6. We have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and last 42. So now that we've finished step number 1, we can move on to step number 2, which is to compare the multiples and locate the smallest common number. And when we compare the multiples of 3, 4, and 6, we can see the smallest common number here is 12. So since 12 is the smallest common number for these three numbers, the least common multiple for 3, 4, and 6 is going to be 12. So now let's give this a try with question number 2, where this time we're being asked to find the least common multiple for 3, 8, and 12. So now looking back to our steps involved here, we can remember that our first step is to list several multiples for each number. So let's go ahead and list the multiples of 3 to start off again. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and last 24. So now let's do the same thing for our multiples of 8. We have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, and last 64. So lastly, let's list the multiples of 12. We have 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, and lastly 96. So now that we've finished step number 1, we can move on to step number 2, where we're going to compare the multiples and then locate the smallest common number. And when we compare the multiples of 3, 8, and 12, we can see that the smallest common number here is 24. So the least common multiple for 3, 8, and 12 is going to be 24. So hopefully by now you understand how to find the least common multiple of three numbers. Help make math less complicated by smashing those like and subscribe buttons. As always, enjoy today's math journey.